Oh, collei? Yes. I saw her go into her room just a moment ago.
Oh, okay. Guess we'll just have to wait and talk to her tomorrow then. Paimon was thinking all night about what happened with collei, and still can't figure out what the problem might be. Maybe she's in a better mood now. Let's go check on her.
Off we go!
Ah, it's you two. I was just about to go look for you.
Huh? Tighnari? What are you doing here?
I came to check on Collei's condition. To put it simply, she's not well.
You mean she's sick? How could she be... Oh, wait a minute. Could it be because of what Paimon did yesterday?
No need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her. This sickness is something that Collei has been dealing with for some time. Collei has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too much so, to be honest. I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered a friend for some time now. It must have been refreshing for her to have you two here.
So, Tighnari, what's really wrong with collei?
Let's take this conversation elsewhere. Collei just fell asleep after taking her medicine. She needs some peace and quiet. All right, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Collei told me just now. I've also heard all about your deeds in Liyue and Inazuma. So just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Collei is not because of who you are or your past feats. Instead, I am going, well, because Collei asked me to. And honestly speaking, I was against Collei revealing her past to you. But she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity and as a friend. So now she wishes to reciprocate the gesture.
So, Tighnari, what exactly is wrong with collei? You said this is something she's been dealing with for some time. Just how serious is it?
Right. Ever since she was a child, she's been afflicted with a disease called Elazar.
Elazar?
Yes. It's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark and hard. At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on affected areas of the skin. However, as the disease progresses, one may begin feeling fatigued and even experience peripheral paresthesia. In its final stages, the disease strips a person of the ability to control their own body, and they effectively become completely immobile.
That sounds terrifying. Wait, hold on. So when collei seemed to be acting a little clumsy earlier, it...
Correct. That would be the effects of Elazar, which is precisely why I do not want her carrying or holding anything, lest she ends up hurting herself. With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it progresses to a more serious stage. However, there is Nevertheless, Collei's mother still hoped that there was something out there. She handed Collei over to an organization known as the Fatui after one of their members lied.
What? The Fatui?
Ah, it appears you already are familiar with them. That'll save me some explanation. Anyway, the person who eventually rescued Collei and brought her to me for care said that she had been given to a harbinger known as the Doctor. I have no idea how this doctor managed to do it, but her case of Elazar was completely stable for all the years that Collei was with them. However, Collei's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant. Collei is a resilient individual and always tries to appear cheerful, but her experience with the Fatui has left deep scars. Even now, she can still feel deathly afraid of someone touching her.
Oh, Paimon had no idea Collei's been through so much.
Oh, by the way, Paimon, Collei wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring you yesterday. She also
She doesn't need to apologize.
Well said. I hope you'll get a chance to tell her that in person the next time you see her. Collei once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships. I trust that you two will never let my trainee experience such emotion.
Don't worry, Tainari. We'll take good care.
Well, it's not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself the last couple of days, which is what led her to break down this time. As long as she has taken her medicine and gets plenty of rest, she should get better. Though I must admit that Collei's condition was much more stable when she first arrived here in Gandharvaville. She was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that she was serious about learning, so her stamina has gotten much worse recently, though a moderate amount of physical. Alright, now that I've told you about Collei's past, I think I'll head into the rainforest to find some ingredients needed.
Yeah, we'd like to do something.
Alright, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for someone who's still recovering, like the Traveler. You must.
No problem.
Let's go then. We'll be looking.
Hey, Tainari? Where exactly are we going to find this plant?
Nilote palalotuses can be found all over the rainforest, but it often grows right here around Gandharvaville. You are correct. The Nilote palalotus grows in the water. When fully matured, they look like giant blue flowers floating on the water's surface. Quite an attractive species, if you ask me. The large petals are actually the plant's leaves and sepals, which surround a very small flower. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species. Take the cowpelata for... There should be Nilote palalotuses growing somewhere in this area. If you could manage to gather 4 of them, that would be... We'll rendezvous here once you've gathered the needed amount.
Alright, we've gathered enough Nilote palalotuses. Let's head back to meet Tainari. Hey, Tainari! We found the...
Let me have a look. I'm glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time here. It seems we even...
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, Tainari! Someone's calling your name!
Ah, yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off not too long ago? What are they doing back? Let's go find out what's going on.
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at Gandharvaville.
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
The withering is back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already cleared just a week ago. Can you tell me the exact location?
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire narrow part of the valley area, so we decided to come find you as quickly as possible.
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't get a...
No one in our patrol team had a vision, and it appeared to still be spreading. So
Okay, I understand. You made the right decision. I'll go.
Wait, Kainari, why don't you let us...
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still unfamiliar. There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in this. The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal to wildlife and even people. If you don't carry a vision, then you should think twice before approaching such places.
Yes, Amir is absolutely right. As Amir said, only someone with a vision, that is, the power to manipulate elements, will be...
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across a withering zone, we first make a record of the location and then have a ranger with the proper abilities deal with it. Like, only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to... But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry, he may not have a vision, but he's a real pro at using the power of the... Don't sweat it. We've helped others deal with similar situations.
Wait, you've met other forest rangers before? I was planning to properly show you both how to identify the withering before... Anyway, since you two are experienced adventurers, come with me.
Hey, look! That gloomy area over there looks like a withering zone. Even though Paimon's seen one before, it's...
All right, traveler. We're about to enter the withering zone. Since you are... But please remember, don't push yourself. If at any point it becomes too much, return outside the zone and take a breather. It could become a matter of... You ready then? Let's go. First, we must locate any branches sustaining the withering zone.
Let's light it up! Ha! Ha! Going in!
This may hurt a little.
Adventure time! Huh.
Shadows of fate.
Let's roll!
Grow. Commit it to memory.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor.
Decided by destiny. Let's light it up!
The Temple of Wisdom. This may hurt a little.
Bam!
Now, destroy the tumor of the withering. Yes, thanks to you two.
Tainari? You make it sound like we did well, but why does Paimon have the feeling you're worried about?
It's that obvious, huh? Recently, the rate at which withering zones appear has been increasing. Even though we were able to quickly clear that withering zone, it won't be long before... If that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more severe than that. The withering is leaving lasting effects on the rainforest. For instance, even though we cleared out the withering zone, many of the plants that were... This presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline, and most disturbingly, as the appearances of withering zones have started to increase, Collei's case of Elazar has...
Huh? Well, why's that?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia that similar cases are being reported for patients with other conditions. No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it originates from the depths of the world. Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense, you can basically think of it as a large tree that grows downwards rather than upwards. I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul. Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which are then funneled into Irminsul, allowing it to collect knowledge and wisdom from ancient... The Dendro Archon is known as the god of wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also said that the Dendro Archon... And as for the withering, its emergence is related to a disease that's affecting it. That's right. My ancestors learned of this. I'm afraid we rangers will be battling the withering zones here for a long... All right, that's enough on this time.
Adventure time! Adventure time!
Oh, Tainari, you all made it back. How did it go?
The withering zone you reported has been taken care... Huh? Wait, is that... Oh no, Hypatia!
Huh? What's wrong, Tainari?
This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar you and Paimon were following when you first arrived.
Oh, her? How could we forget?
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? Just like, huh? All Paimon sees are 3 squiggly lines.
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to Gandharvaville, Hypatia resumed her meditation. She must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare some...
What?
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines, and by the time we found her... Well, I'd prefer not to remember that. Needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her. I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these. Paimon, Traveler, could you two bring these...
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations? But will the Traveler be okay if her cave is still filled with that funny...
Let's find out. Here, Traveler, take a smell and see. So, how do you feel?
Huh? Really? But wait, how'd you know that he'd be okay?
Back when we were clearing the Withering Zone, I observed that he could adeptly manipulate the Dendro element. I knew then that he would be fine. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsul's ley lines, was what I described similar at all to what you saw when you were unconscious? That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Because what you saw is of significant importance. My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Ruka Devata. We took an oath to protect this nation together with her. Now that that duty has fallen to me, it was a part of my responsibilities to ascertain. Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, you have earned my confidence, and when you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsul. What you witnessed were actually real memories contained within her. I could try to tell you more, but it would be better.
That sounds nice and all, but will she really help us? Seriously, she completely ignored us the last time we tried.
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. Please, wait. Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as some... Also, here's a letter. No, I should be the one
Yesterday, total.
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing. Hello? Hypatia? Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area. Hypatia, are you alright? There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Huh? Huh? How'd things out here end up looking like... What happened? And where are we? Really? Wow, this place is huge! Paimon knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind.
Let's roll!
we go! Fate is upon you! Let's light it up! Shadows of fate! Everybody stand back!
Committed to memory. I'm seeing stars. I see everything. Sharing my knowledge. Let's play turn a little. Scry the sky. What is going on here? This place is getting weirder by the minute. Hey, what's the matter? You don't look so good. Scry the sky.
Strange place. Plotting. You bow before the abyss.
Decided by destiny. I'm going in. Let's light it up.
It's showtime! Bam! Ha!
Make yourselves at home. Grow, grow, grow.
Let's light it up. Everybody stand back.
Huh? Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. We faced others like him before. What's wrong this time?
Traveler, though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are. Your sister. Oh, pitiful traveler. Are you really so ignorant? Or are you just living in complete... Her Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in her eyes is that of an annoying bug. The bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly gone. Your journey... But don't you fret now. Today will be...
What do we do? We haven't seen her Oh, there she is! Quick, let's see. Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Are you? Anyways, we can talk about this Whoa! Wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around.
Who is there? Tainari, is that you?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tighnari sent us here to bring you some food and water.
I see. So, you're friends of Tighnari. I'm grateful that you...
We were kind...
Oh, really? I seem to understand now. All the fruit was likely from my, neighbor. Must have come by and saw me like this.
Your neighbor? You mean there's some...
Oh? So...
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious...
No, I actually do. You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in a...
So, Hypatia, just what kind of creature is your...
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Irminsul. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and my mind... And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small figure at the opening of the cave. In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave, because they didn't seem to mind me approaching them. They just kept doing whatever they were up to. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh! And then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, I was convinced they'd never show up again. I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. Yes, no doubt.
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Anyway, looks like we'll need to prepare something ourselves. Besides, Paimon's getting hungry too. Let's eat first and talk about Irminsul later. Alright, we're up,
Sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly look forward to...
Adventure time! Let's light it up!
All done! Let's eat... Oh, it smells up...
Are you already finished? Even though everything you mentioned was in Tighnari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul immediately after smelling Spiritborn eel for the first time. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. You should know that some researchers spent their entire life...
So why does this incense allow...
The ingredients used to make Spiritborn eel primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to heightening our senses to... Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers to peer into the depths of the earth. Naturally.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got...
That was primarily due to his body's taking in... Not to worry, technically... I must admit...
Whoa!
As a member of the Ratawe Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connections, which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul. If only my I am currently in the stage of training known as Sages of... That's why...
Whoa.
Of course I do. However, I believe that... But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so...
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Oh.
Yes, well, to an extent. Only children can dream in Sumeru. Adults, however, never do. The sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational nor logical. Yes, if one struggles with anxieties, those emotions could influence their dreams. The fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the god of wisdom, is keeping us away from the foolish delusions you encounter in your sleep. I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, my parents would always tell me that I'll know I've grown up once I stop dreaming. I studied hard, but then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw back then. Sorry. If you two are ever in the area, there's no need to...
Now that we know Hypatia is alright,